Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. Today we have a very exciting video. It is my Halloween barn tour. I have set up the main barn and the area surrounding it. So excited to show you the setup. It's really fun and you're going to get loads of inspiration for your barn, or it's just going to be really entertaining to watch to see the story progress. Or it's a good video to put on in the background whilst you're doing some kind of craft or something else for a bit of company. So I've got a lot to show you today. There's loads of details, so we're going to get straight into the video. But before we do, make sure you're subscribed down below. It really helps me out. It really supports the channel and means I can keep creating awesome videos like this one. And by subscribing, it means you're part of the UK Rider Club. And let me tell you, you are going to want to be part of this club because it's super fun. So yeah, what are you waiting for? It's free. Okay, now, without further ado, let's get into the video. I am so excited to show you what I have set up. Now, we're starting off, as I normally do with my barn tours. We're going to start at the front of the main barn. It is an excellent place to begin. The first person here is Lara, and she has her vlog camera, probably making another vlog, or trying to at least. Yeah, she's not the most amazing, as you may have seen from the movie I made about her vlog on my channel. But yeah, she is filming a very funny scene to the right of her. So this is this like wedding carriage that I have repurposed for Halloween and turned it into the dead carriage ride. We have a fire pit and a little sign here advertising the ride, which is actually quite sinister if it was dark. By the way, I'm imagining this whole thing happening when it was dark, but for the purposes of having good lighting, I've filmed it in the light, but I think this would be happening at night on Halloween, this whole setup. Anyway, so this poor couple here have had a bit of a shock. They've dropped their flowers and champagne. They were heading into the carriage when they unfortunately discovered how the dead carriage ride got its name, the Dead Bride and Groom. They are actually Playmobil skeletons, handy tip. But yeah, the wedding carriage is excellent. The poor husband has probably had a bit of a heart attack, but his wife caught him, so he's fine. We've got the driver at the front, and pulling the carriage is the Lipizzaner gelding. And he is clearly very good at putting up with all of these antics that go on around him. And his name is Quinton. He's a very distinguished, very sweet gentleman. Now, I won't lie, it's a bit tight in this space, but if we turn away from the main barn, we have Sarah, who is riding Cyclone, the Frisian stallion. They are heading over there. It's very exciting. I will show you what's over there in a minute. And I almost forgot, back here behind the wedding carriage, we've got some confetti on the floor. We'll ignore that. There is something very Halloweenish going on. There's some kind of creature. This is actually from the Dinosaur Advent Calendar. Anyway, they're currently having an argument with some wolves. So yeah, I added in wolves because Star Stable always has wolves on like the Halloween trail ride and stuff like that. And I don't know, there's usually mystical creatures around for Halloween. So I've set up this funny scene that's sort of happening in the middle of what seems to be a very busy area, but nobody has noticed what is going on here. It's quite funny. Actually, wait, that's not true. There is somebody that's noticed. And that somebody, oh my gosh, is Buck, the deer. Abby just fell down for no reason in the corner. We're just going to prop her back up. Fabulous. Yeah, he has noticed. He's falling over, but in fright. He's got his eye on things, as you would expect. And then Bobby, the tiny fawn, is next to him, just checking out some of the other activities happening at the Halloween event. Now, we are going to turn to the right of the main barn first because we're already over here. Behind the carriage, we've got a just married sign, which kind of ties in with the whole staging for the dead carriage ride. But queuing through the sign and around, we have the best costume competition. Now, this is a very exciting area, because I'm going to show you all the funny costumes that have been prepared. Now, personally, I love this area. I think it's really funny and slightly alarming because I think some of them are costumes and then I'm not convinced some of the other things are costumes, if that makes sense. But it clearly happens every year, so people take this really seriously at the barn. First in the queue, we have a very convincing Hermione Granger lookalike. Very impressive level of detail on this costume. Fun fact, I've dressed as Hermione Granger for World Book Day, so maybe that's me, I don't know. Next in the queue, we've got a horse and rider pair. The horse has been turned see-through. That is just an amazing feat of science. No further comments, they should win. In front of them is the haunted horse and rider. Under the costume is Snoopy, the Camarage mare. Her rider is carrying a flaming torch. Not sure how safe that is with the costumes, but I did film the making, like the quick DIY of this if you want to copy. The entrance in front of them are this very convincing mummy, an actual wizard with flames in his hand, a Dementor. This is one of those costumes where I'm not sure if they've made it work or whether it's just an actual Dementor. In front of this ugly fellow, we've got one of my custom Schleich horses. This is a fantasy horse that I have made, which is inspired by a Kelpie. Again, I don't know whether this is an actual Kelpie or whether it's a horse dressed up really well. I don't think the judges know either. In front of the Kelpie is the boy who actually lived, and here's his Patronus. This could just be a blue stag or it could be an actual spell, so you decide. Also worth a mention, skulking in the shadows back there are two very large black cats. They're clearly on a black cat committee that's out for Halloween for some reason, so yeah, a little bit concerned about that. Then one of the prettiest duos here is Sophia, and she is leading an actual Pegasus. This Pegasus doesn't actually have a name, but it is a mare, so if you have any ideas, please let me know. It's very cute. And I think if the costume award was going for style, these two would definitely win because look at them, they're matching. That is just so satisfying. I really love them. Then presenting to the judges right now, we have this excellent knight on his horse. This is actually a Papo set. I know you can buy them like the horse and ride individually, but these two do go together and it's really cool. This used to be my brother's, but yeah, he's kindly given it to me. Actually, I don't know if he's given it to me or if I've just sort of acquired it without him knowing. Anyway, either way, they're presenting to the judges right now. We've got two judges, a lantern so they can obviously see. And then on the table, we've got the prizes. We've got two trophies up for grabs, some rosettes, and there's another lantern to help with the visibility because it is, like I said, supposed to be set at night. And then there's some just shrubs over here because it's kind of on the edge of the barn, so we're getting a little more rustic. And then just walking away from the judging area, having just presented, is the gorgeous Dove, the Oldenburg mare. She has been tacked up in this white harness with some little charms on it, and she is wearing one of my homemade head collars, and I just love the white on white. She looks immaculate. The man leading her, little bit of a creep. I think it's the eyes. There's just so much. It's the eyes, eyebrows, skin that's shiny, the hair. Yeah, and then the clothes. He's kind of quite appropriate for Halloween, to be honest. Very frightening. Whoa, easy, Dove. You call that fire? Yeah. I'll show you fire. Oh gosh, these costumes are really good. I think I need to do something more to impress the judges. My fame's not going to be enough. I know. Expecto Patronum. So that is the right-hand side of the barn done. Now we're going to take a look over there. I am back over here by Cyclone and Lara now, and galloping at breakneck speed down the central aisle, we have a rider who's clearly thinking they're late for the costume party, riding Puzzle, the paint horse stallion, and crikey Moses, they are flying. I don't know how the cowboy hat is staying on, to be honest with you. Now, over in this back corner is the part of the Halloween festival where you can go off into the forest for the Halloween hack. That is where Cyclone and Sarah are currently heading. The first horse and rider here, who are setting out, or just about to set out, to take on the trail, is Lucky, and she's riding Flame, the Hanoverian gelding. They're looking very, prepared for this in their matchy, cross-country kind of vibes outfit. The next horse and rider pair to take on the hack are Brooke and Tiger Lily, the Andalusian mare. They're looking quite relaxed and composed about the whole thing. Let's see how they feel when they come out. And then setting off at the moment is Stacey, and she's riding Katniss, the special Tinker mare, and they're looking very confident about the whole thing. At the entrance to the trail ride, we've got the little fence to mark this start. We've got a dragon statue of a Hungarian horntail, and then we've got a responsible adult telling people the map. And there's a first aid kit here as well, in case anyone gets too spooked. Back over here in front of the main barn directly, we have this little market store with lots of harvest from the summer. There's some cabbages, some big looking squashes that I made out of clay. I've got a video of making those. We also have the prized pumpkin over here on the right, which is massive. And then We've got the lady who's currently manning the stall, but Clancy, the goose, has taken an interest, and I don't think this lady is a massive fan of geese, so she's looking a bit scared. I mean, personally, I don't know how you could be scared of that face. Look at him, so adorable. But I do get it, he is quite big. On this side of the stall, we've got Hamley, my chicken, and then over here, we've got Big Ben, the cockerel. And then, oh my word, this is such a cute horse. We've got Thor, the Andalusian stallion. Love his name. Prue is riding him, and she's currently being led along because he's looking a little excited about the chickens, I won't lie. Next to them, we have this giant inflatable pumpkin, which is actually Playmobil. Yeah, that's a fun decoration. And hiding behind it, looking rather shifty, of course, is Ursula and Phoebe, the dodgy dealing ladies from the rivalry farm. I'm not gonna lie, they are sneaking around, probably working out how they can try and sabotage this happy event. Yeah, they're definitely up to no good. Phoebe is a repaint that I did of the rider, and I have to say, I can't remember if I sealed her properly or something, because, yeah, this is a little bit disturbing.
Right, on my signal, we're gonna go and let out some horses and cause chaos, okay? We are going to be in and out, undetected. They're not going to realize who hit them. They're just going to know it hurt, okay? Okay. Right, you go to the left. I'm going to go to the right. Go. Go.
Oh, good shot. Another Halloween saved. Let's get out of here. On the very outskirts of the festival, just on the edge of the forest, we have the 3 unicorn foals who featured in the Halloween special, so you may recognise them. We have Fizz, Walter or Wally for short, and Gold, and they are the heroes on the outskirts, just keeping everybody safe and making sure everything runs smoothly. Moving back over here to the light of the campfire, we have a massive stargazing ghost story telling area, which is going to be super fun, especially if they sleep over outside. Around the campfire right now, we have the twins, and they are listening to Mia, who's probably telling them something really scary or just slightly weird, knowing Mia. But her older sister, Jessie, is not far behind, so I think she's going to come over and monitor the situation. Then behind Jessie into the next section, we have a scarecrow making area, which is currently quite busy. Darcy, the hostile swan, is just checking on everybody's work, making sure nothing suspicious or untoward is happening. This guy is currently wrestling with the body of a scarecrow. It looks quite difficult. And then there's this guy over here who's currently picking the head for his scarecrow. Muddles, the Bengal cat, is kind of confused. I think he thinks the scarecrows are people. Not too sure what's happening behind his eyes, bless, but he means well. Over here we've got some more pumpkins, and the scarecrows and pumpkins you can learn how to make in my Halloween DIY video. And finally, behind the scarecrow making competition, we have an iconic trio. We have Terry, we have Ronnie, and in the middle, the latest member, we have Stella. Stella is sassy, she is brilliant, excellent ears, the floof factor is there. I fell in love with her, and I just think she had to be added to the Ronnie and Terry group. Look at that face, she's brilliant. My, what an unusual evening. What are the humans doing? Well, it beats me. All I smell is pumpkin. I have to say, the one with the hat, it's rather unfortunate. He's been standing like that for the last half hour, the poor dear. I've often thought I should get a hat. What? But you have such a tiny head. Where would it go? Unbelievable. I cannot be getting this from both of you. Fine, gang up on the llama. Okay, that is the outside of the barn done. Let's head on in. I'm really excited. In the entranceway is a black cat. He is called Sergeant Tibbs, of course named after 101 Dalmatians. Then on the left, as you go in the barn, we have the tack room. It's looking packed with exciting things. We've got Ollie here, and he's currently helping himself to a toffee apple from the crate. They're free upon entry this evening, so that's exciting. We've got the guy behind the counter here. He doesn't have a name, unfortunately for him. And then we've got a Dalmatian who's looking cute on the floor down there. The Dalmatian is called Purdy, by the way. Around the entrance, we've got some tiny pumpkins stacked, which is very sweet. The bridle hooks are pretty full tonight. We've also got the saddles in the back. I think the orangey kind of Halloween theme has been embraced with the saddle patch choice. In the top here, we've got storage, and it's currently being used for hay bales. We've got scissors to cut open the bales here, and a dove nest has moved in. Look at this happy couple. Oh my gosh, I absolutely adore them. It's just really sweet, and they can stay for as long as they want. On the shelf next door, we have the cat bed. So I'm not entirely sure how the doves have moved in, but to be honest, this cat is quite small, and the doves look quite big. Slightly menacing, I want to say. I don't think the cat would stand much of a chance with these birds. Underneath the cat, as usual, we have a selection of saddle pads and a rather stocked helmet cupboard, which is quite cute. We have the dog bed beneath that. And then over in the corner, we've got the L sofa, which has got a cat bed and a tiny Schleich rhino in. It's not actually a Schleich rhino, but to one of these people living in the barn, it would be a Schleich rhino size. And then underneath the bench, we've got loads of horse supplies, we've got boots, there's grooming supplies in that giant crate back there. Just loads of stuff. Moving down the barn, we've got a petting zoo in the first stall for people to come and see all the baby animals. Here we've got Tico, the little dog. Then we've got the baby donkey. His name is Mickey, and adorable ears, Mickey. Then in the petting zoo, we've got Abigail, who's got her trusty cupcake because she always needs a cupcake, that girl. And then we've got Lila back there currently saying hello to one of the little alpaca babies. The alpaca baby is called Tuk Tuk. Then in the back corner of the stable, I still have not named this foal. What is wrong with me? We have the lying down halfling of foal who's retired without a name. It's ridiculous. It's my only Schleich horse that's lying down, so it's pretty distinctive and memorable, and it doesn't have a name. Please help me. We've got this little baby calf here. That little guy is called Cappuccino. Then the bunnies we have are called Mango and Bluebell. Outside of the first stall, we've got lots of things. An excellent photo of the barn that I have taken. There's Ronnie and Terry looking like stars. And we've got this really comfy bench for you to just chill out on. Brushes and horse treats and stuff underneath it. Lone carrot on top. I'm not sure why Mickey's not snatched that up. Maybe the guy's asleep, I don't know. And then we also have a pumpkin in the corner. It's looking a little sad on its own, but hey. In the next stall, we have a fjord. He is my only fjord, and his name is Bear. He's adorable, and he's a gelding. He's about to be tacked up. And in his stable also, there's a Polish chicken who is looking at Bear's dinner bowl, quite interested. Outside the stable, there's some drama. This poor lady was just wanting to get her saddle blessed. Somebody's put a skull wearing a cowboy hat on it. So she's having a bit of a meltdown because I think that was her hat. And I don't know about you, but I wouldn't really want a skull, to be wearing my hat. So she's just trying to get over that. Moving down again, we have a table with some more little things on it. We've got some more saddles and storage. Then at the end of the barn corridor, we have a very funny costume situation going on. Basically, 3 friends have turned up with the same costume on. There could be a certain movie reference here. Safe to say, they're kind of confused / kind of amazed by how in sync they are. It's pretty cool. I will say the silky chicken in the corner is looking quite confused as to why the other chickens have grown so much larger than him. Also, his name is Silky, named after one of my silky chickens that I had when I was a kid. Then behind that chaos, we've got a nice wood burner to keep the barn warm. And then on the left-hand side, we've got the cafe refreshment area. It's a great area. Quite randomly, but it's really cute. On the top of a bucket, we have a rubber duck. I made this rubber duck out of clay. It's adorable. Then we've got a saddle rack with storage underneath for saddle cleaning things. And on the wall, we have lots of excellent paintings and posters. We've got a lovely lamp for lighting. We've actually got quite an empty shelf. Usually there's crates of vegetables up there. We've got some little things on the top shelf. Polo mints in a tiny jar. Some keys, they look important. And a Viking tankard. We've got the kettle back there next to the sink. A whole shelf full of cupcakes. Horse feed under the sink. We also have a chalkboard on the side for playing hangman and fun games. And in the little stall next to that, we've got Fudge, the Dartmoor pony stallion. He's just trying to work out what the heck is going on outside his stable. He's like, what the heck, keep it down. Also, an honourable mention to the cobweb, which is adding Halloween atmosphere in the corner of his stable. Also, I forgot to mention the one that's above the petting zoo. That's bit less aesthetic, a bit gross looking, but still adding character. Now I just need to switch sides and try and convince my legs that they work. I've been like doing a yogi squat over that for the last 20 minutes. Cool beans, you're in for a treat now. That was the halfway point. You have another half of the barn to go, so do not fear. Here we are back at the funny ghost circle. This is just so funny. I'm gonna get a funny picture with the chicken in the background. Right? We've got a bag of feed there that's propping open the feed room door. This is where we have all the notices and, yeah, just general notices and ads for the barn. Got some more pictures on the wall of Maui and Tiger Lily at the beach, looking stunning. Here's the feed room. It's got a mirrored back like the cafe on the opposite side. You can see Silky's butt in it, which is really cool. We've got buckets on the top shelf, also bananas for good horses. We've got a light switch on the wall there, the ladder to get up to the top. We've got two big what are they called? Crates? No. Two big storage containers with chaff and pony nuts in. Here is a metal loop for filling hay nets. We've got some more photos on this wall. And clearly whoever was last in here didn't sweep up. There's quite a lot of hay and chaff on the floor, looking a little dirty. And there's a crate of apples there. I can't remember if I mentioned that. In the little stall next to the feed room, we have Bossy, and she is the Marwari mare. She is currently trying to work out what the heck is going on with Angus next door because he's getting a little frisky. Outside Bossy's stall, we've got some photos. This is usually Banana Pancakes' stable, but Bossy's in here right now. And there's a little side table with a picture frame, some medication, and we also have some mucking out tools, which are caked in cobwebs. Somebody was clearly cleaning earlier. And I thought, yeah, they added Halloween vibes, so I've left them in. Looks like a haunted brush now. Next to Bossy is Angus, and he's a Gypsy Vanna stallion, named after Merida's horse from the Disney movie Brave. I love him so much. Yeah, he's excellent. He's got a hay bale in his stable, not much else. I reckon he's either freaking out about this skeleton head situation. Yeah, I think that's probably it. Or he's giving the side eye to the ghost costumes. Either way, he's not happy. It's probably the ghost people, to be honest. They would be quite flappy in their sheets. His stable has a head collar out the front, picture frames. It's got a nice bench to just chill out on, some bubble bath, a pumpkin, and there's some grooming stuff underneath there. Down from Angus, we have a turn your horse into a unicorn pamper party session going on. We've got quite a few people in here giving the unicorn/horse a pet right now. They've coloured its mane and tail and added some pony safe glitter. The unicorn/horse is wearing a head collar that I made. It just looks really fun, to be honest. It's definitely in the Halloween costume spirit, so I fully approve. Outside of the unicorn stable is some head collars, empty bottles of lemonade, saddle. It's just a nice blue and pink aesthetic. Kind of matches the unicorn's hair. I planned that very well. Then we have a UK Rider Club logo poster. So whoever has these stables is clearly a member, which is excellent. And finally, the last thing to show you on our tour is the first stall here, which is the biggest stall and subsequently has the biggest horse. This is Evangeline, and she is a Shire mare. And she's just saying hi to one of the Polish chickens at the barn. It's really quite adorable, and she is just such a lovely horse. She's very gentle. My gosh. Okay, that is the full barn tour. Thank you so much for watching. I need to go and stretch out my legs. I absolutely love the Halloween setup. I love the storytelling. It's just really fun. I definitely would want to attend this. So if somebody could make one happen, that would be excellent. Let me know down below if you're doing anything Halloween horsey with your friends or with your actual horse. What was your favourite part about the tour? If you enjoyed the video, make sure you're subscribed to see more of my content and to join the UK Rider Club. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in my next upload. Bye!